She looks sexy when she's angry. You're distracting me. I'm sorry.
I didn't mean to put on your favorite shirt today.
So, I'm not sure what to make of this. Immediately, my suspicions just went fucking haywire. Like, what? Is this one of those girls that Avenatti was talking about who he couldn't disclose the name of? I can't wait to hear if Avenatti has anything to say about this. Because I know they ain't going to keep that motherfucker silent. So, you got the story up?
Oh, I can tell you what the story was.
Okay.
Something like that's going to stick with me. I'll be able to tell you a week from now. So, the Centerfold, the Playmate Centerfold of November of 1992, she was also featured in Playboy again in 2003, has apparently jumped out of the 25th floor of a Manhattan building with her 7-year-old son and
supposedly
committed suicide.
No, all we know is that they fell from a fucking building. We don't know that they jumped. We don't know nothing.
No, we don't know nothing. But
I'm tired of this. Oh, it's a fucking suicide. Yeah, the fucking person hung themselves and shit like that. Oh yeah.
Hey, Sean.
They ain't got no pills and fucking nothing like that. The number one way somebody actually kills themselves is by overdosing on their medication of choice. Okay? It's very rare, and it takes a really psychologically abused person, to want to hang themselves. Okay? Like, you have to want to die in a gruesome way. You have to, like, hate God and hate life at that point. Most people, they're feeling sorry for themselves, and they just want it to stop. That's how they commit suicide. Almost every single time somebody kills themselves. It's not a gun, it's not a rope, it's not a weapon. It's pills. Lots of pills. The whole bottle usually. Because, well, it's medical. Nah, fucking no.
Well,
people don't jump out of fucking buildings. They just don't.
Supposedly she was in a really bad custody battle.
But everyone, you said, that
said
knew
that
her,
she wasn't depressed over
no depression. No depression, killed themselves.
And it was apparently a pretty brutal custody battle, and having worked in family law, I can tell you that custody battles can be straining and stressful, and
I wonder who the boyfriend was she was going to go see.
They didn't list him. Okay, so the
I wonder what kind of plane he gets flown around in. Air Force One.
The story that they're giving is that there's a very bad custody battle. Apparently she was married to a chiropractor from Manhattan, and they got divorced, custody battle over their son, and she apparently wanted to go on a vacation to Europe to go meet up with her boyfriend, which apparently was the issue, and apparently the answer was, they're claiming that her answer was jumping out of a window. But no. Just no.
Sounds to me like more than just a custody case. You know? I mean, there's a small percentage chance, I suppose, you'd have to look into the husband's character and everything. But, you know, Donald Trump stalks fucking Playboy models. And let me ask you this. You think he's faithful to Melania? Now?
Sorry. I found that a little too funny.
So we just heard from Michael Avenatti over the week, what day is it? Today's Saturday, yesterday. That there are more women, professional Playboy models in particular, he said, just said, Friday, who had consensual, keyword, he was asked specifically to confirm that question, who had consensual relationships with Donald Trump. And the next day, there's a Playboy model getting thrown out of a fucking building with her son.
Yeah, her 7-year-old
who apparently would have been the witness to whoever her boyfriend was, right? Mm-hmm. So, I guess what remains to be seen is her husband some sort of a psychopath?
Well, he's a chiropractor.
Yeah. And apparently a successful one if they have an upper level loft in fucking Manhattan. You know, I mean, I suppose in some silly horror flick that might be somebody who might wind up a psychopath, but, you know, a chiropractor? We're not talking like a Wall Street runner. We're not talking about a fucking mob lawyer. We're not talking about somebody who is in the sports or gun or kind of, you know, like, it's not really one of those industries where you think, oh, there's a guy who's probably got rage issues and that's why he does that for a living. Okay? But I guarantee you one thing. It wasn't no fucking suicide.
By the way, the ex-husband's last name is rather familiar. Nikolai. Just saying. Damn, I'm trying to find the story. For
what a coincidence.
Right. Ah, here we go. I want to get the full name, make sure I have the full name right, but I know the last name is Nikolai, which is Russian for anybody who doesn't know their monarchy history of the world. Let's see. Give me just a minute. Charles Nikolai.
Wow. You know, this fucking phone can't be held.
I'm too far.
No, like, it's like just carpal tunneling the fuck out of me.
My knee is probably not the best surface to be holding.
I know, but like I can't.
Yeah. Okay, I try.
The camera's like, wow. That's some dirty fucking fingernails right there.
Stop working on the car before you come on TV. Jeez.
But it needs my love. That and it's just getting fucking dirty under the hood, man. I was just cleaning out grime earlier.
I got a layer of frickin' pollen like this high on my car.
Okay, I'm distracted by my car. Okay. Mount Wanahakalugi. Fuck were you saying?
Nikolai.
Nicholas, Dmitri, Nikolai. See now, I don't think Trump did this himself. My first instinct was that some fucking mobster came and did this for him.
It's at the Gotham Hotel, by the way, on 46th Street in Manhattan, in case anybody was wondering what exact building it was.
What did you just say?
It's always dirty under the hood. Just leave it.
Yeah. Still running good though. Had the battery had gone dead from sitting for like a month and a half without being started. Once again, I pulled out my cheap ass battery charger, and once again, it didn't charge shit. I don't know why I keep pulling that thing out. I need to just throw it the fuck away. I just keep on trying to convince myself that it's going to be good for something one day. No, it's a brand new battery charger I bought. It doesn't fucking work at all. So went out, jump started it, left it running for like long enough to forget about. Like we forgot about it for a while. Started it early in the morning, left it running, and it sat 3 days and then started back up again, no problem. So apparently the cell didn't go bad. That's good. But anyways, this is kind of fucking mind blowing. Like, my first impression is some mobster done fucking, went and took this motherfucker out.
Stephanie Adams, that's her name.
Son's name is Vincent.
Apparently this happened yesterday. I'm just now seeing it today, though. 8:15 yesterday morning. Well, thank you for joining us while your phone was alive.
Plug it in, man.
Plug it in, plug it in.
"46 years old, first post for Playboy in 1992. Oh, the police had been called to their home several times in the past few months.
But officials couldn't, they're not authorized to speak publicly. So I guess they're going to be giving few and
Nikolai's lawyer did not immediately respond to the inquiry about the case. A receptionist who answered the phone at Nikolai's office said he would not comment and was unreachable. Adams and Nikolai had been in, quote, a very tough custody case, said Raoul Felder, a divorce lawyer who represented her for a time.
She's had quite a few lawyers, apparently.
Standoff was contentious enough that the former couple handed off their son to each other at a police precinct. An arrangement that's unusual but not unheard of.
It's actually quite common down here.
Right.
Because people are fucking crazy and everybody has a gun down here.
So we are getting this from WAFB, who is...
getting it from the Associated Press.
Okay, so the article is by Colleen Long and Jennifer Peltz of the Associated Press. Felder said he had been friends with Adams for 20 years, but stopped representing her in the divorce case a couple of months ago. Recently, she had been hoping to go to Europe to be with a boyfriend there. And that had become an issue in the case. So not just a vacation, but to be with him.
Okay, so let me just stop right there, because I'm going to input my family law knowledge into this. That is generally, usually always a problem.
Not legal.
No, like, I mean, it's legally brought up in so many damn custody cases about if you're not married and having the kid with overnight guests of the opposite sex. It's a very, I don't know how it is, like, across the rest of the country, but down here, it's a very strong, judges do not want children being exposed to non-marital relationships. So they're very quick to say and throw into a judgment that you cannot have overnight visitation with a member of the opposite sex who is not related by blood.
I thought we were on the subject of leaving the country.
Well, leaving the country on a vacation's a vacation. Usually there is a stipulation in your custody agreement about vacations. Generally, it has to be approved by the other party. You can't just up and take your kid out of the country.
During a custody dispute, usually you can't even leave the state.
Well, technically,
you have to get special permission, or else you're guilty of kidnapping.
Technically, a custody battle is never over until a custody case, not battle, but a custody case is never over until the kid turns 18 and becomes an adult. Right. You could go back and forth to court when that kid is 17 years old, fighting over custody.
I know my parents did.
Case in point. Leaving the country, I mean, yeah, you have to have permission. I mean, to leave the state, to leave... Sometimes it's even to leave the city, depending on the circumstances.
County, yeah.
The county, the city, the parish, whatever, wherever. If you're in Louisiana, the parish. If you're in the rest of the country where you don't need a passport to come here, it's county. But yeah, sometimes even crossing county lines is not smiled upon. But usually that's something that you would clear between the other party and their attorney first. Which obviously they were doing because she was saying they weren't going to let her take him. So apparently she did try to use the proper channels and go through it the proper legal way by asking permission. Hey, I want to go on vacation and take our son with me. Just saying.
So she was apparently assaulted by police and was awarded $373,000.
No, the taxi driver. Taxi driver falsely told police that she had a gun.
And they tackled her to the ground.
Oh, and then they tackled her. Okay. Officers first. I missed that part.
Okay, yeah.
I can't see. I'm blind.
Uh-huh. Rubenstein,
the attorney for that case.
Her attorney for that case said that she'd been dealing with a custody clash, but he would never have foreseen a suicide. He says, quote, "She was a vibrant woman, she had strong opinions, and she loved her kid. She loved that child. It's unexplainable."
I mean, and she was very accomplished too. Not only, I mean, and to put the whole Playboy thing out of the picture, not only was she in Playboy, but she also worked with elite model management. She's written more than 25 self-help books, ran an online beauty products company called Goddessy Organics, and when she was married to her chiropractor husband, she managed the finances in the office. So she wasn't a dumb person. Like, apparently she was intelligent based on what she did.
Adams was also facing a lawsuit brought by a massage therapist who said she'd been fired from Nikolai's chiropractic office because Adams was jealous.
Yeah, the ex-wife was jealous. So she got the massage therapist fired from the ex-husband's office.
That just seems weird.
And court papers filed Friday show the massage therapist agreed this week to end the claims against Nikolai.
Lawyers for Adams and Nikolai in that case declined to comment.
That's
the massage therapist
timing.
Lawyer did not return a call.
That's ironic timing.
Right.
The day that she jumps out of a fucking building with her 7-year-old son, they ended the suit. She withdrew her claim against
So either
him.
this guy's going to come up as a suspect, or who's the boyfriend?
I'm curious about the boyfriend.
Because, you know, yeah, they're having a divorce and whatnot.
It happens. Divorce.
I don't know that guy's a murderer. I know that Donald Trump's a fucking mafia don. That makes him a murderer. He would not be what he is without being a murderer. And if you are too naive to realize that, I feel sorry for you. And if anybody ever tells me to my face, you know, the way a man speaks to another man, not a troll who stalks people. Anybody ever tells me to my face that he's better than Obama, they will no longer have a fucking face. Their mother will not recognize them. And you know, to those dumbass fucking cops who responded to that shit that went over there in the Doral Trump resort, why don't you wake the fuck up and realizing he's the good guy? You're the bad guys now. Secret Service better wake the fuck up and realize if you defend that thing, that dictator, that Russian fucking agent that was sent here to destroy this country, if you defend Donald Trump, you're the bad guy. You're the criminal. You're the enemy of this country. People have lost your fucking minds. The only glimmer of hope I have that still, oh, by the way, still makes perfect sense. Okay? Makes perfect fucking sense. But it's just so tedious, and I don't want to wait this long, and I'm impatient, and it's fucking hard to deal with. All of his assets are going to be seized. This is a fucking sting operation. He just keeps on burying himself. Don't be a late night comedy moron. Okay, the motherfucker's rich. He's got billions and fucking billions of dollars, okay? He got it all from the fucking mafia. He can't run a business to save his life, but he lets other people launder fucking money from his hotels, so he gets lots of hotels. Period. And if you want to move some fucking child slaves or some little fucking girls from one country to another, Trump Hotel, it's the only place to go. No, but Trump doesn't know anything about that because Giuliani says so. "9/11. I was there on September 11th. I was running the crews that were planning the bombs. They were all Trump Tower employees." Trump admitted to having hundreds of people on the ground at the time. "Oh, I just happened to have hundreds of people on the ground at the time, so we just came over and helped." You know, somebody would have to be connected to the Hollywood industry to come up with a bunch of, say, fake FEMA uniforms. Anybody outside of the Hollywood entertainment industry that you know of who could come up with a bunch of fake uniforms and convince conspiracy theorists that the Federal Emergency Management Agency was behind 9/11 or somehow was in there planning bombs and shit, and that's what was widely reported on whatreallyhappened.com on every fucking 9/11 truth anything. Okay, so if you don't know what I'm talking about, you just aren't familiar with shit, I'm sorry. But that was what they were saying, okay? This guy was best friends with Larry Silverstein. Best friends according to Donald Trump. You know, him. I should have used a preposition, but the motherfucker speaks in third person so much. You just gotta say his name, don't you? He told Bill Gates, Donald Trump doesn't like that because you're talking about Donald Trump. And Bill Gates said,
Trump
well,
hears
aren't you Donald Trump?
Trump hears you don't like what Trump's been doing.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's what Trump hears, that Trump doesn't like what Bill Gates has been doing. I'm Bill Gates. Meet Tarzan, Eugene. Oh, fuck. But this chiropractor would have to be a hell of a character for me to stop waiting. Just eating the popcorn. Hey, Avenatti. Hey, Mike. Got anything on this bitch? You know how Trump liked them fucking Playboy models, and she's just that age, isn't she? She's just that age.
Yep.
Same age as all the other ones that he's still fucking. Who was the boyfriend?
Your ex-wife turned 50. I'd never do that to you.
Kimmy Schmidt.
Yes.
So, again, back to the fucking Secret Service. So let me get this straight, Secret Service people. Okay? You would shoot down someone who's trying to protect their country from a Russian agent being installed as a tyrant because you swore an oath to defend the Constitution, because you want to protect this country, and because the office of the presidency is sacred. Oh no. Why again? Why? Anybody? Anybody?
Bueller?
Bueller? Mueller? If somebody wants to go to a Trump hotel and burn it the fuck down, I don't see how anybody can make a rational argument against it. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't suggest people go out and do it, you know. But as an intellectual trying to rationalize what law enforcement type people must be forced to do to keep collecting their paychecks, well, they have to basically attack the citizens of this country in the name of a tyrant. That's happening in America, folks. Aren't you proud? Y'all take it easy. Don't take it all. Peace.